Καλησπέρα σας, καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Good evening to you. I have to stay in English, I'm afraid. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Dr. Vasilis Mavru and Varosi Lettings. Thank you very much, Doctor. And I'd like to welcome my guest. It's two tonight. Is Mike Bennet.
Hello.
Good evening, Mike.
How are you doing, Vasilis? Long Beach, no sea.
Welcome. You okay?
Yes, I'm mentally ill, business as usual. No,
oh my
in
God,
all
yes.
seriousness, I've been over in California where I met this bloke.
In California?
Yeah.
Steve Watts.
Watson.
Watson.
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
Steve Watson.
That's
okay.
elementary, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you are a director, actor, and...
Yes.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, so a bit of everything.
Yes,
You know what it's
yes.
like in this business.
Yeah, I know.
Jack of all trades, but I must say, master of about half.
Okay, all right. But we have the chance to talk about a couple of things tonight. I'm going back to Mike again.
Okay.
Mike, I want you to give me more information about this, young girl that I have recently in the studio. It's
She Robot?
Yes, She Robot.
I saw the episode and I
You
thought
did?
that...
You liked it?
She was excellent, and I met her when I was doing a gig with Gary Clayle from On New Sound System and Tackhead, and She Robot was the support act, and I was really fascinated by the fact that she was playing every single instrument from ukulele to keyboard to synthesizer and looping it. And when I discovered that she was the number one champion from the championships of the UK, I was even more enamoured and I looked more into it. And I thought, the repertoire is great, the voice is great, the image is great, and the very fact that it's working with one artist but encompassing all these different instruments made me quite fascinated, and I asked to hear more and more, and it's gone on a bit of a tangent because we're also collaborating with other artists as well. I'm saying that I don't want to lose her identity as a loop artist. I want her to be a solo artist, but I'm trying to negotiate with a bonus CD, which I'm hoping Steve will invest in, a bonus CD where she collaborates with quite a lot of luminaries, because I've since discovered she's fairly well known, especially on the festival circuit, and she's got a lot of fans from the likes of Simon Wollstonecraft, who was in early incarnations of the Smiths and the Stone Roses, and of course legendary drummer of The Fall. With immediate effect, he threw his hat in the ring. And then, of course, Mark Refoy from Spiritualized and Spacemen 3, he threw his hat in the ring. And then suddenly we've got various other artists I can't talk about now, we're non-disclosed, but they've all said, look, we really want to endorse this artist's marvellous repertoire and be a part of it. So in a way you've got like this double-edged sword of a looping artist, a bonus disc, which is like more band orientated, and it's always up to the artist at the end of the day. But my idea would be, in my vision, and remember it's not necessarily She Robot's vision, I would say what a great show it would be. Imagine it in a nice theatre, or like a Don Mar Warehouse type venue, where in the first act you had the looping artist, then you had an interval, and then you had this huge celebration in the second half where all these wonderful luminaries from these well-known bands come on, endorse her, celebrate her wonderful music, because by far she is the most interesting female artist I've worked with since the likes of Toyah Willcox and Hazel O'Connor. Very, very strong indeed.
Beautiful. So, since we met, it was how long ago? Quite a bit of time.
I seem to remember that I'd written All Cloned Up, which was part of the Ethnorama magazine celebrations. That's a little bit like our Time Out, isn't it? Am I right there?
Yeah.
And instead of having like different cabaret artists, they chose to have my musical for some bizarre reason. I think it was partly because of the director Alkis Kritikos. So I think he was my link to you.
Yes.
And then I worked with you on Another Planet on the LGR FM fantastic station, and
we did a talent contest.
We did a talent competition which took me to Cyprus, which was wonderful. Really enjoyed it. And now we are hoping that you will join us in Back to Drag.
Which is, we're going to find out in a minute.
I'd rather Steve explain, but I'll say one thing. We met in a record store where he bought 2,486 vinyls.
Oh my God, why? Well, why was that? I mean, why you bought them?
Because of
To
good.
do what? Because they're good.
No.
He's a vinyl junkie.
Mike's right. Yeah, I mean, we did meet in LA via Mike's lawyer, who's a friend of mine. So it's a little bit incestuous, but hey, nevertheless. Anyway,
But you are from London, yeah? Or
I am from London. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You born here?
I was born here. Where was I born? I was born at Clapham. Clam. Sorry.
Okay.
Clam.
Near Battersia.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Is it South London? It's,
Yeah, up there,
Yeah, up there.
Yeah, we've got some.
Okay, but you are in this business for a long time? I mean, acting
Yes.
and directing?
Yeah, my backstory is basically I was a child actor, and back in the late '60s, early '70s, as we know in England, it was pretty tough. You know, we eventually went to a 3-day week. You remember that?
Very well. That's where glam rock came from.
There we go.
Okay.
And I can always remember my father, who was a builder, when I said to him, "Oh no, I'm going to be an actor," he said, "No.
So he didn't want to become an actor, but you did. You become an actor, and then
Later on in life. Later on, because so here we go. From the 70s, 77, 78, I became a civil engineer. So I did all the manly stuff.
Yes.
But I still sang and danced in the trenches. You know, so as I'm digging, hi, ho, hi, you know, people are looking at me going, what's he doing?
What, sort of like a camp kind of thing?
No, it was never camp. No, it was never a
Like glam
camp
rock,
thing.
like glam rock.
Of course. Yeah. So then I left there after 3 years and I went to the Royal Air Force.
For how many years?
That was only for 3 years.
You didn't go in the Navy then?
I didn't, no.
Okay,
Definitely not.
okay.
No.
Why?
Because you
Let me
like,
see.
you preferred glam rock to disco.
Oh, of course.
So, okay. Give us more information about this film you're doing with Mike. At the moment, you start filming already, yes?
Yeah, we've already started filming.
How this idea came up? You know, I mean,
Him going through a record shop, the oldest record shop in California.
No, it was literally there. I was in this store. We'd three of us had gone down to meet this Drac, as his name is. And if you look at him, you can tell why. The name is very fitting because he looks like a vampire, doesn't he?
He's got the gothic nails and he's got the piercing eyes, sharp, black piercing eyes, very much like Count Dracula himself.
is he a singer? I mean,
He's actually a music completist and historian, and the whole idea of the title was that Steve and Terry noticed that people kept coming in and out of the store, coming back to Drac to say things like, on Doris Day's single in 1958, who played double bass on the B-side? And he would tell them and then check in a little book that he's got the Drac fact correct. And Steve said, this is a documentary in its own right. What do you think, Mike? What do you think, Terry? Terry just said, it's got to be done. And I said, on the proviso, from my perspective, on the proviso that we have vegan vampires in the vaults.
Okay, so that was a decision and you started working on it.
So then, in all seriousness, we shoot the documentary, which we've done, and we've got so many luminaries involved. It's quite unbelievable. And then, within the premise of the documentary, we build in a drama that goes around it and inside it and underneath it and above it, and the drama of 4 lost souls that have become victims of the portly Prince of Prague, who is a vegetarian, vegan vampire.
Okay.
Not vegans for moralistic purposes. Their metabolism cannot handle meat.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So, but Steve, because he's a vinyl junkie,
Very scary.
and bought over 2,000 vinyls whilst he was there from DRAC, Steve has encouraged me, and I've encouraged him actually, to expand the documentary version so it goes out in its own right. And that is about vinyl, because the shop that DRAC owns is called Vinyl Solution. And if that's a plug, it's a plug, but that's what it's called.
Yes.
And basically, we're doing a thing called His Master's Choice, and we go from the gramophone, the history of the gramophone, right the way through to MP3, would you say, Steve?
Yeah.
How would you describe it, His Master's Choice?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking back. We are going back historically and seeing that journey that we've come from in the past up to, like you say, the MP3
today, yeah.
period.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe not including the CDs. Are we including the CDs?
We've got CDs in there, and we even want to go through the 8-track cartridge, but we've got some great people in the documentary telling stories about vinyl. I mean, who have we got in it so far? We've already filmed them. They're brilliant.
We've got the lovely Melanie Williams. Melanie.
Yeah.
So the documentary
We've got-
is on its own separate thing.
It's a separate thing, and it's built into the back to DRAC. But may I just say that even more complicated, Back to DRAC is one of 3 comedy horror films, all different genres, but it is a hybrid Frankenstein genre, if you like. All 3 films are set by peers. That's why we have to go to Los Angeles in a couple of weeks' time.
Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach, because it's called peer pressure. And all these creepy things happen around piers, and piers are iconic looking, sometimes creepy looking places. We're going to do a recce on one Thursday, Scarborough, and another one, Whitby. And you know, basically, like the first film's called Laundry Mat. That's about this guy, right, who they plan to turn into a detergent. Death by tumble dryer. That's all I'm allowed to say.
Yes. Very mysterious.
Laundry Mat and his sister.
He's got plenty of comments.
Creep Suzette.
It's very dark, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is quite dark.
Very dark. Yeah, it's definitely a black comedy.
Dark comedy, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. So where you stand at the moment? I mean, what is
Well,
the next
we've
one?
actually we filmed up in Manchester. Well, the very first time we filmed was down at a place called Cromer in Norfolk. I found a pier down there after 4 location runs, and we decided upon that one. It was just ideal. And then what we found was that the actors that came along with us, everything just fell into place, and it was like, goodness me, okay, what do we do now? So we got the first 2 scenes in the can. This just gone, isn't it? The weekend just gone. Yeah, we're up in Manchester. We've got, in total, there's 8 scenes out of the 14 already shot.
We've got Neville Staple from The
Neville.
Specials and Fun Boy 3. We've got Sugary Staple. Both of these artists work together, and so perfectly. The fact that they're married gave it an edge, I think, because they were just locking into each other. Steve directed them rather brilliantly, I've got to say. I don't usually pay him compliments, but I've decided to because we're on air.
Yes.
Also, we've got Fuzzbox, who had a massive hit with Pink Sunshine. We've got them to come. We're going to Birmingham to film them in the Laundrette, I think in about 3 weeks' time. We've got Julie E. Gordon, ex-Happy Mondays. She's in it. We've got
Very
various other big American stars, but Terry, our lawyer and friend, has said that we're not allowed to mention it. It's non-disclosed. Why is that?
It's just you can't talk about it. That's it. End of. I mean, I can't talk about it. It's end the. Can't talk.
So I can't mention Dave Mustaine from Metallica.
Well, you've just done that.
I'm not allowed to mention Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, ex-Metallica. I'm not allowed. Oh, sorry, non-disclosed. Sorry about that. What about the other band then? Shattered Faith. Am I not allowed to mention them? Shattered Faith from Huntington Beach.
I don't know what he's doing, but you know, I mean, we can cut it out if you want. But,
no, please leave it in. Why not?
So you managed to do it, Mike. Okay. So when is this film going to be ready? When do you think it's going to be out?
That's a good question. What we're trying to do at the moment is we've set ourselves May the 2nd for the last part of the film to be filmed. Then it will take probably 4 weeks to be ready, to be edited down and everything else, and then see where we go from there. So that's the first one, but we fly out on June the 6th to LA to shoot Back to Drac. Okay. Now that's going to be really exciting because although we've got a lot of stuff in the can already, with the interviewees and everything, who else have we got?
We're not allowed to say it's
Thank you
non-disclosed.
very much. There we go. I was just checking.
So
just making
I'm not
sure.
allowed to mention Dave Mustaine from Metallica.
Of course not.
And Megadeth. Nothing like that.
What's the point of legal stuff?
The point is, he's right. It's going to be really exciting because this next one is going to be very improvised, unlike Laundromat, which was. We had more than a skeletal script for that one. On this one, we've just got a skeleton, and we just want the actors to be the flesh on the skeleton. And we've even invited you to be a victim of an attack by the portly Prince of Prague, the vegan vampire.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
What do I have to do?
Be a victim.
Be a victim.
Yes.
Okay.
Play yourself. Only joking. No. In all seriousness, we would love you to be in the film. We thought of you as the portly Prince of Prague, but you've lost a lot of bubble and squeak around here, and I've actually inherited it, I think. You know, I would love you to be in the movie and. Again, it's very, very improvised, this one, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, with the character, like Mike just said, you know, it's you being you and doing what you do best.
Okay.
You could interview the portly prince.
That's good, that's good.
You could play it.
Yes.
No, I mean, you know, it would be a good part for you.
Okay, we signed the contract. As soon as we finish, okay.
And the third film is called Freak Party and is based around the proto Smith's lost tapes, because Simon Wollstonecraft, who is in the film, in fact, he gets stabbed in the eye by a very sharp dart. It's quite fun. Wearing a very camp hat, but with a very gorgeous girl. 34 years ago, when he was in the pre-Morrissey Smiths band, Freak Party, he found the lost tape, the famous lost tape. And this is the blueprint for Freak Party, which I think is a William Burroughs reference. So basically, we've got Smiths-related stuff as an enveloping theme throughout the last film. That's exciting.
That's very exciting, yeah. Okay, so what else you have in mind, Mike, for the future?
For the future?
Yeah.
We've just been to another production meeting about is it non-disclosed?
No.
Could you explain? We're collecting.
You explain, you're doing rather well.
Steve's archiving everything, basically. We've been to a meeting about a film to do with UK black history, right?
Black history,
music history.
Yeah, musicians. Yeah, very exciting.
That's
Yeah.
very exciting.
We're not sure what our involvement will be in that yet, but we're inquisitive, and if we get invited to meetings, we turn up, we listen, we jot things down, and Steve, who's actually quite organised apart from directions in the street, jots it down and makes a nice schedule, and then, you know, we are oversubscribed, for sure. We're spinning probably too many plates, but luckily we're insomniacs, so we can put the extra hours in.
That's good, Mike. Nice to hear all that. So, you have any other plans, Steve? Or?
Yeah. To get away from Mike. You know, these plates, it's like this. It really is, though, isn't it?
Well, it really is. I mean, one film's turned into four.
Yeah.
After much negotiation, this chap agreed that we'll put one in the margins, right? So I said, look, we're taking on too much, let's just take it down to 3. He said, no, we've got to do all 4. We've got to do all 4.
So they're all together? I mean, it's like a trilogy?
There's a character, a trilogy, yeah. There's a character that takes it all the way through.
Yes, exactly.
It's like a narrator.
I know.
Do you remember Tales from the Crypt? And the guy sits on the gravestone.
Okay.
We've got Ed Case. He's the head that you find in a case in about 1928 or circa 1930 maybe, and it's like a little Punchinello type character, and you put a penny in the slot. I mean, it goes like this: if your world's iced over, I'll tamper with the weather. If your heart is broken, I'll piece it back together. Put a penny in the slot now.
Are you going to play
a penny in the slot, and you will help reactivate Ed Case, who time forgot. And that is a telepathic voice.
So you're playing this?
I've got no choice.
Who else?
I've got no choice.
I can't play this part.
And he's quite evil.
Yes.
And when people put a penny in the slot, they reactivate him, and he takes them down dark corridors.
Good. I can do the laugh.
Can you do the laugh? Can you do it now? It's quite good.
I'm not sure what I've come on for.
Are you,
I really don't know.
Are you hoping to go professional?
No, not with that voice.
Anyway.
Don't disclose.
Well. Nice to meet you, Steve.
Thank you.
It was nice, obviously.
Thank you very
we're
much.
going to meet again, I'm sure about that.
Nice to meet you.
Mike, nice to see you again, and I wish you all the best with everything.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you very
indeed.
And when you have the film ready, you can, just get together again and talk about it and, promote it.
Well, I'm thinking, I don't know about you, whether we give it to you and then you can pass it on and let the rest of the world see.
Yeah, why not? Yes, we
Well,
can do that. Yes,
could we do a showing on
yes,
Hellenic?
yes, we can do that. Yes, when it's ready.
Okay.
Yes, we can do an interview.
We've got
first.
this on film.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
you
in.
see, yes, it's in. Yes. How long is going to be?
It's about 4
length?
hours.
How many?
17 hours.
How many?
17
Come
hours.
on.
No, it's going to be about 1 hour 15.
Well,
15 minutes.
it's good. It's good. Yes.
But each one is a short, so you can just show a short.
Yeah, I mean,
Freak part is only
3
5
parts, yes.
minutes.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good.
But
yes.
Laundry Mat's about, I think it's 20 to 25, depending on how much we use of Fuzzbox's wonderful music, and of course Neville's and Christine's. Christine's sugary staple, I should say, actually. She's brilliant.
Let the man speak. Yes.
Thank you. You see, so what I was going to say was, maybe, I don't know, people might want to subscribe to watch it.
Might be. Why not?
I
Yes.
see,
Yes.
I'm on it. I'm there.
It's everything got down on the table. So yes.
Yeah. Did you bring the shaky paper?
I did. Yeah, it's a non-disclosed.
Okay. Anyway, thank you
Thank
very
you
much
very
again, and wish you all the best.
Will do.
And I'm looking forward to actually improvise something for you
Absolutely.
when you're ready. You know what I mean? As long as you believe in me. Yes.
I believe in you.
certainly.
Oh, Peter!
You're not very portly anymore, so we might have to tweak something.
How does it go?
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Dr. Vasilis Mavru and Varosiletings. And me and you, we're going to meet again next week, next Sunday, a bit later, after 8 o'clock, with another guest or guests. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.